So, Maisie, I don't feel qualified to speak for dogs without getting the dog opinion. Could you tell me what you think about this guy? This wolf on the screenshot? What do you think about him? Boring? Alright. There you have it. He's boring. Why, hello there. It is 120 days until Elden Ring comes out on February 25th, 2022. I'm your lore hunter Sean, and this is the Elden Wait. On today's video, we will be talking about a recent tweet that came out on Tuesday, October 26th, and the thrust of it was probably to serve as a reminder for the network test, where the registration ends on November 1st, which is this upcoming Monday at the time of recording. And as a bonus, we got a new screenshot and we got a nice juicy quote to discuss. So let's get into it. The tweet says, "A loyal wolf will always bite at his master's enemies." And it shows this dude, who we saw before, howling away and defying gravity in the June gameplay trailer. So what do we know about this guy? I know from statements Omni has made on Reset Era and elsewhere that this is not a player character, made more obvious by this recent screenshot, and that he may be an NPC. So I'm going to go with him being an NPC for now, but that is speculative. In the gameplay trailer and here, we can see on his plated armor are a pair of people, they look like ladies to me, touching hands and hanging out around something. And he's got a big ass greatsword that looks tasty as hell. It has been pointed out that his armor looks somewhat like the Forlorn armor set from Dark Souls 2, which is no surprise because they are likely both inspired by Guts' Berserker armor from the Berserk manga. Never change, Miyazaki. I think it is safe to speculate that this quote applies to him, and that means that he is a very good boy, and he is very loyal to his master. And who is his master? The obvious first choice, many have speculated, is this dude, because he's also a wolf, but really we don't know. So yes, it could be Direwolf Dave over here, but this dude could also be a mercenary or serve someone else. I think we should also bring up the previous tweet that talked about wolves, where it was described that in the distant times before the Shattering, wolves dared not roam the lands between, which featured fan art of our good boy here. So what we can safely speculate is that wolves, presumably these wolf people, have been around since distant times as a force in the world. And before the shattering of the Elden Ring and the resulting war, the wolves dared not roam the lands between. And by dared not roam the lands between, I think there is an equal chance that this means the wolves roamed around the world, but did not dare to go to the lands between, or that they were present in the lands between, but dared not roam around for some reason. Likely having to do with power like the Greater Will or the power of the demigods. Roaming packs of wolves often signify the degradation of safety and civilization, which also fits both scenarios. Either way, I would say this also implies that the wolves do dare to roam now, and that the Shattering has made it possible for them to assert themselves and roam the lands between. And that reminds me of this shot with the lady praying, and appears to be surrounded by wolves, or at least canines, who are stalking her with a symbol of the Golden Order above. This makes me think that the wolves are bad news for the residents of the lands between, and that the Greater Will and the Grace of Gold protected them against the wolves, but no more. Keep in mind that statue is in a place filled with canine corpses used both as structure and ornament, which feels like quite the statement and a bold presentation of power or victory over all of these puppers. I don't think we know enough to really speculate more than this right now, but with two tweets and multiple images featuring wolves in the promotional materials, I'd say whatever is going on with the wolves is an important part of the history and narrative of Elden Ring. And not to muddy the waters with potentially useless information, but a little search into Celtic and Norse mythology revealed that wolves are often depicted similarly in those mythologies, as these agents of change, with wolf deities doing stuff like chasing down the sun and the moon, and of course killing Odin in Ragnarok. Anyways, that's what I've got now for these doggos. Not much that is concrete, but enough to warrant keeping an eye on them and seeing where they fit into Elden Ring. If you found this video informational or you enjoyed it, please consider liking it. It really helps me get boosted on the algorithm. And if you want to stay up to date on Elden Ring information, you want some more juicy analysis, and you want to dive deep into these topics, consider subscribing to the Lore Hunter because I will be doing tons of that. Thanks for watching.